All right, if you could silence your cell phones, we've got microphones on each end. If you could raise your hand, we'll bring you a mic. Please state your media affiliation prior to asking a question. We've got Arkansas acting head coach right now, Matt Hobbs. Coach, if you want to open it up with a statement, and then we'll have questions for you.
Yeah, I think that the game really comes down to the first couple innings of the game. We didn't really get off to a good start on the mound, didn't really pitch all that well to begin the game. Thought we threw the ball well at the end of the game. We didn't play very good defense at the beginning of the game. And they took advantage. So you got to give a heck of a lot of credit to Coach Bohannon and those guys over there with Alabama. I thought they did a really good job. They played clean baseball. Their pitchers threw strikes. And, they took advantage of our mistakes early to get out to a pretty decent lead. And, it's obviously when you're facing a good team, it's tough to come back.
Coach, we'll start in the front right here.
Man, it's Tom Murphy with the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Your defense has been a strength all year. Can you put your finger on what's happened? Because it was last weekend in Tuscaloosa, some of the same stuff.
Yeah, I think that it's just one of those things that you're going to go through ups and downs, either on the mound, at the plate, or defensively throughout the season. And it's unfortunate that's happening right now. I don't think that's something that will continue with our team. I do think the defense is just too good for that to happen. We just have, we've made mistakes in big spots, and I think that that's one of those things that it shows up because you expect it to be so good because it has been so good. And we have a heck of a lot of confidence in our defense, and I do believe that it's like anything. We're going to a little bit of a slump right now, but we will come out of that.
Courtney Mims, Pig Trail Nation. Coach, obviously you've been scoring a lot recently off of the long ball. Do you think that you rely on the long ball too much in these tight situations, or do you think it's just something that shows up when you kind of need it?
I think that it's part of our offense, and it's one of the things that, if it has helped us win games in the past, we can't blame it on it when we lose games. I think that one of the things about our offense is that it is explosive at times. And, yeah, I'm sure that we'd like to string together 7 or 8 hits, but, we get ourselves back in that game with a 2-run homer by Lanzilli. So we're in the game. We're in position to win the game. We're in position to put ourselves in a spot to be able to get a win because of the long ball. So I think that it is a huge part of our offense, and if we're a little bit more multiple in some of the times that we have played this season, our record's a little bit different, but that's not, that isn't who we've been.
And obviously DVH not here. Did he say anything after the game? Have you gotten a chance to speak to him just yet? Is he all right?
I haven't got any updates on his current condition. I have not talked to him since the end of the game, though, no.
Coach Andrew Ellis, hogsports.com. Your bullpen really kept you in the game, and obviously it didn't work out in the end, but how good was it to see some of those guys kind of bounce back after the last couple games last weekend?
Yeah, I think that the last couple games can really leave a sour taste in your mouth if you're those guys, because they have been so good for us this season. And I was very proud of the way, especially Cole Ramage and Evan Taylor. You really look at Ramage's all of those last outings. He took the ball 3 days in a row over the weekend, really just kind of gutted out the last one. The stat line doesn't look very good for Cole on that particular one on Saturday, but if you look at just heart, soul, and guts, you're pretty proud of that kid. And then Evan Taylor has been really good for us all season. And Zach was a little bit up and down today. His command wasn't very good today, but he's been great for us throughout the season also. So, proud of those guys to be able to keep the game close, keep it manageable, and give us a chance to win there at the end.
Coach, Mason Choate, hogbeat.com. The decision to go with Will McIntyre to start, and then just moving forward, who do you think you're going to start in the next game, and just how do you feel about Will today?
I didn't think Will threw the ball all that well today. Obviously not indicative of how well he's been throwing the ball really over the course of the season for us. It's an outing that is one outing throughout the course of the season, and we expect Will to be able to help us possibly later in this tournament and definitely next week going forward. And as far as the decision to who to start tomorrow, we'll discuss that as a staff, and then we'll announce that later. We haven't come up with that yet.
Some of their runs, you had a rundown between second and third. They were just being a little aggressive, and they showed some of that last weekend too. Can you maybe speak to the style of play they're using against you guys?
Sure, and we knew that coming in, that Alabama does play a very aggressive style of baseball. They got off, I think, 2 or 3 hit and runs last week that helped them spread out a little bit of the scores on a couple of the games. And then today they tried to hit and run early and then swung and missed, and we threw the guy at second base. So we knew they were going to be aggressive. They've been aggressive. I think if we get the tag on that base runner, we don't have that rundown situation. That's a little unfortunate. And kind of a goofy play there at the beginning of the game. But it speaks to what we were talking about earlier. It's just we were not hooked up in the first 4 innings. It just didn't look like that at all, offensively, defensively, or on the mound.
Do you have any concern that it's recurred a couple of games now,
I think you have to have some concern about it because it has come up a couple times really since Since Vanderbilt, it's happened a couple different times, and it's cost us some ball games. So certainly something that we're trying to address as a staff, and it has to be a level of concern because you're getting down to the end here, and these games. You look at how much one run can mean in a game, how much 1-2 runs can mean in a game, and today it really showed up and bit us. So hopefully it's a wake-up call for everybody.
Can you talk us through your potential options? Nolan?
Yeah, you got
Wiggins.
You got Wiggins, you got Nolan, you got Smith, you got those three guys. It'll probably be one of those guys, I imagine. Like I said, I want to try to talk to Coach Van Horn tonight, and then confer with the rest of the staff, and just kind of see what everybody's thinking before making any kind of final decision on that.
Any more questions for Coach Hobbs? I think we got them all, Coach.
Thanks. Yeah, thank you.